Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax, and today we're talking about reading the room. I feel like the last few videos have been kind of different than my usual stuff. A lot of them have been kind of focusing on yourself, focusing on your impact to other people, or they focused on not people pleasing, doing your own thing, self-determination, lots of stuff like that. This is kind of a little bit of both. We're talking about reading the room, being able to understand, and, just see where the current is going, see where everything is flowing. I think a lot of us start out as like young adults or even teenagers not being able to read the room. And I was really bad for this, especially because I'm autistic, like I'm on the spectrum. So I had a hard time understanding that, oh, we don't say this in front of this person, or we don't talk about this subject in front of these people. And it's not a matter of hiding your true intention. It's not a matter of being fake or disingenuous. It can be a matter of respect. It can be a matter of self-preservation or just avoiding sensitive topics that could set somebody off. I don't really believe in the whole idea of like trigger warnings and safe spaces. The world is not a safe space. You're going to have to learn how to deal with it. We can try our best to accommodate people with what they need, but we can't bend over backwards and we can't make everyone happy. However, we can read the room. We can understand a situation is going to cause us nothing but grief if we bring up a specific conversation. If you've gone home for Thanksgiving and decided to get into a huge debate with maybe some of the more conservative people in your life, maybe those family members you don't see very often, and you end up spending the entire night arguing, not only is the person that you argued with probably not going to change their view, but everyone who witnessed this argument will kind of change their view of you as well. And you can be totally fine with that, like if you don't care, great, go for it. But read the room, read the situation. I often think about like my grandmother in these situations when I'm thinking about reading the room. And for years and years and years, my grandmother has meticulously organized our family gatherings, Christmases, Thanksgivings, Easters, lots of these things. And her big thing is she just wants to see her grandkids. She just wants to talk to them, see how they're doing, talk about their hopes and their dreams. And she often has felt a little bit shortchanged because other members of my family will be very opinionated, ready for a debate, ready for a fight. And this kind of ends up consuming the entire dinner, the entire gathering. And my grandmother has left a few of these things feeling a little bit like, I didn't actually get to talk to anybody because everyone was just being, very opinionated and loudmouthed, and no one could read the room. No one could understand that we're just here for a short time. We're not here to change people's minds. In the situation I'm talking about, we're all family. We all love each other. And if we can't just come together for a single dinner, 3 times a year, what are we doing? What's the point? And I often think about that, when I advocate for reading the room, you're often not doing it for the benefit of the loudmouth, opinionated schmuck that you're fighting with. You're doing it for the quiet people, the people that struggle with those encounters, the people who just want to connect with the people they love. And we often forget about these people in the situation. They're the quiet ones. They're the, humble, like old lady sitting in the corner, just happy to be there. And I really think we should read the room for these people, accommodate them. I'm not super interested in accommodating the loudmouth schmuck who wants to debate and talk about how this person's so great and they're so glad they got elected and this, that, and the other. I don't want to accommodate them. I don't want to read the room for them, but I definitely want to read the room for my grandmother or for someone who put a lot of work into the situation that you find yourself in. Oftentimes these quiet people would never say anything controversial or say anything to upset other people, but they're having the same issue. They're at the same event, they're at the same situation, and they want to enjoy it. They want to get through it. And a lot of us have social anxiety, and it's even harder to interact in these situations. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about reading the room, is understanding the situation that you're in and the people that you're around, and having a bit of compassion or empathy or just understanding for, is this the right time to be an activist? Is this the right time to be uppity? And I know there are some people who are super activists and they just enjoy fighting and being loud and being brash and telling everyone how it is, and oh my God, there are people dying and you need to do something about it. I get that. But from the bottom of my heart, and I mean this in the nicest way, you are exhausting. You are not converting anybody. You are not fighting the good fight. You are not changing hearts and minds. You are annoying people. And you are actually making people go the opposite way of whatever you're trying to activist your way into. I have family members that are really big into certain causes and ideas and ideology, whether they're super conservative, super liberal, super woke, whatever. And I can tell you from personal experience that whatever ideology they're touting, whether it's like COVID stuff or whatever, I can tell you that I get exhausted and I go the exact opposite way. I'm very contrarian. So if you want to start talking about your cause and how it's so much more important than everything else going on in the world, you should have read the room, and you should have understood that now you've made a ideological opponent. You know, I'm going to actively not want to tolerate what you're going to say, and you're not changing the world. You're being brash and you're ruining a nice evening or a nice situation. I get really upset with this kind of stuff online as well. I feel like a lot of people in social media can't really read the room, and we often hear about when a celebrity didn't read the room properly and it really blew up in their face, and whatever they tweeted or said, you know, happens at a specific time in the cultural climate, and suddenly you're sort of faced with this like really out of touch celebrity who's tweeting about her expensive gold watch that fell into the ocean when a hurricane has just struck half of the US or something. Being able to read the room in those kinds of situations will really help you. It will ease your stress, ease the difficulties and the struggles that you might be facing, and it's just a much more pleasant way to live. So read the room, advocate for what you want to advocate, but understand the situation that you find yourself in, and then think about it and be like, is this a good time? Is this a good time to get on my soapbox, my white horse, and become indignant or superior or condescending? I see a lot of that. I see a lot of condescension, especially online in the last month and a half. And I get really tired of it. It's just, there's no need to feel like you're better than them. If you think honestly, if you think you're better than somebody because of their belief or something, you're the problem. You're the reason those people exist. It's because you have this condescension that you know everything and that you are so in tune with the way the world should be, and you clearly have a disconnect. So the best advice I can give you is read the room. Understand that you don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. A bunch of stuff I've said in this video will probably be incorrect. It could be seen as tone deaf. It could be seen as insensitive or rude, or, you know, and I'm sure there will be lots of people that disagree with what I've said in this video. That's life. And I recognize that. I recognize that I will have said stuff that is wrong. I will have said stuff that is controversial. But I come from a place of honest compassion. I hope that these ideas are right. You know, I understand that some of them probably aren't right. I can read that room. I can understand the situation. And I'm open to being changed. I'm open to being shared with new ideas, as long as the person comes to it with compassion and understanding and not condescension and disgust. You know, if you come to me with condescension about your belief system, I'm gonna stick my back up and be like, nope, go home. I'm not gonna listen to you, or I'm gonna debate you. And I'm really good at taking someone's theoretical ideas and twisting them on themselves. My parents are British. It was our Sunday game. So that's my 2 cents on this. I hope you can read the room, read the situation. Feel free to leave me a comment about it. I could tell you lots of bad stories of when I just did not read the room and it went badly. University classrooms, and talk about world events, and I say something just dumb and I get blasted for it. And yes, I absolutely deserved it. So there we go. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day, month, year, week, millennia, century, eon, epoch, whatever you're having. I hope it's amazing. And as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.